Hello everyone. Today we're going to take a look at how to record audio using your MacBook and Garageband. You can either just record your audio directly onto your MacBook, or if you have an opportunity to use the recording studio, if you will, then you can put your MacBook into the recording studio, which should help to cut out any of the background noise that we get around the school. But otherwise, if you're just recording on your MacBook without any kind of dampening, then we have some choices we can use to correct the issue. So first of all, we're going to start GarageBand here, and we are recording a voice. There's all kinds of other stuff in GarageBand, but today we're just going to stick to our voices. So I'm going to choose voice, and GarageBand is going to load up, and from here there are all different kinds of vocal filters. I prefer just to keep it with narration. These other ones can get kind of weird, especially these ones over here. So anyway, we're going to use the narration, and all you really do here is hit record. And so while I'm recording, you can see that the program is recording my voice. So you're going to simply take your script that you wrote, and of course you need to have rehearsed that script considerably. And once you have your script rehearsed and you're ready to record, you can use GarageBand just like I'm using now to record this audio. However, the problem with recording audio in the school is that there's always a constant hum of the air conditioner in the background. So what we are going to try to do here is minimize that as much as possible. And this was where you absolutely have to use your headphones, because you're simply not going to hear everything if you don't use your headphones. So let's take a look at how we can do this. So the first thing we need to do is get this playing so we can hear it. And so while I'm recording, you can see that the program is, and what you'll hear initially is a lot of echo, and that's because this defaults to putting a lot of ambient and reverb into the voice, and it does make your voice sound more resonant, but I prefer to dial this down quite a bit. Maybe just a little bit of reverb, a little bit of ambience. And if you have these low, medium, and high dials, basically this will make your voice, and we're talking about the low here, this will make your voice either sound deeper or less deep. And if you go high, it can make it a little bit tinny. So you really just have to listen to it and see what sounds the best for you. I recommend that you just leave these dials alone, because that can get kind of tricky. But what we do want to pay attention to is the noise gate over here. So before we continue, let's listen again to the background sounds as it was recorded. And so you can hear like this shh sound. So when I turn the noise gate on, let's listen again. And so while I'm recording, you can see that the program is recording my voice. So that shh sound has mostly been cut out because of the noise gate. You just have to be careful with where you set the noise gate, because if you set it too high, let's look at this and try it again. And so while I'm recording, that you see it also just cuts up some of my voice as well, and that doesn't really help. So you need to find a balance between having your words that you're saying sound clear while also cutting out that background noise. So again, you really just need to play around with this slider over here and find a space where it sounds the best, where you're not getting too much of your background noise while also having each of your words clear to hear. So once you have got that figured out, I recommend that you then export your audio. So the way you export your audio is you just simply go over here to export song to disk. So again, you go to share, export song to disk, and then I'm going to find the folder that I created for today, which is 83019, and I'm going to save this as a WAV file uncompressed. Let's just keep it as clean as possible. Now I have Final Cut Pro open, and I've created a new event by going to File, New, and Event. And when you do a new event, please make sure that you have your Create New Project selected as well. And then, of course, 720p and 23.98 as your frame rate. So I've created my new project. Now I need to import the audio that I just recorded. And we see it here. So leave files in place, import. And now I'm just going to take this audio and drag it into my timeline, because for the video you're making, your audio is going to be your baseline, and all your video stuff is going to go on top of your audio. Now once we're in Final Cut Pro, we can also do some additional filtering. So if you go over to the right hand side here and click on this magic wand, it will analyze your audio and give you some recommendations on what you need to fix. Okay, so it looks like my loudness is fine, but I need to level out my audio. Uniformity just means that if you were speaking lower or speaking louder, this just brings it into balance. And we may or may not need the noise removal. Let's take a listen. And so while I'm recording, you can see that the program is recording my voice. Okay, I think there is a little bit of noise behind my voice. So let's go in here and remove about 45% of the noise. And again, remember, you can slide this all the way to 100, but you really shouldn't do that. So just listen to your audio over and over again until you feel that it sounds the best. And so while I'm recording, you can see that the program is recording. All right, that sounds pretty good. So my audio is cleaned up. I've put my filters on it. I have made sure that it sounds good. And so now that I have my audio, I'm ready to start importing some background music and, of course, the video and images to make this project. So you just have to be careful with your audio to make sure that it sounds good, because no one wants to listen to a noisy, awful sounding video. So hopefully between GarageBand and Final Cut Pro, we should be able to produce good sounding content.